Hello everyone, I am back, and in today's video I want to talk about what it's like to live in Poland. Now, people here are beautiful. It's fun to be a young person. They love to have some alcoholic drinks. Since I am here volunteering in this beautiful country, I kind of wanted to share my experience of what it's been like to live here and to communicate with people, the weather, the environment, and everything. Before I proceed with the video, I think you can see that I cut my hair, and I feel like it could be related to me living in Poland because of the climate and the weather. It's been dark and gray for a long time. There are some days when the sun comes out for a little bit, but overall it's been very rainy, and we actually had snow. And I feel like that really affected my mood for some time, and I spontaneously decided to cut my hair. I've always loved the idea of short hair, and I have had short hair multiple times, but this is more like a longer pixie. But I really want to go shorter actually here, and kind of like, because I have curly hair and I could make some changes, I don't know, but for now this is how I look. It makes me look older, and I am older actually. Since the last time I posted my video, I had a birthday on Thursday and I turned 23. Happy birthday! So there's that. It's my first birthday in Poland, and yeah, let's go to the video now. Also, I wanted to say something before I move to the Polish part. For some of you, if you don't know, I am from Georgia, or Sakartvelo as we call it, and right now the political situation in my country is very, very bad. The self-announced government has decided to pull us away from European Union and has stopped pursuing the path of joining European Union, which is absolutely against of the majority of population of my country. Therefore, I just wanted to share this information with you and kind of raise awareness about the topic. And if it's possible for you to also share some news about my country, I would be very, very happy, and to kind of voice the problems that we are facing at this moment in Georgia. Now, what it's been like to live in Poland. I moved to Poland on September 14th, so it's been over 2 months now, and it's been a mixed experience. Obviously, leaving behind your family and your job, and I graduated in spring, so I've kind of not experienced not being in a university as well for 5 years, and it's been a weird and interesting change. The country, I love Poland. I visited Poland for the first time, I think 2 years ago. I'm not sure, but I loved it so much, and I was so inspired by the architecture of the country. Especially, I was in Gdansk for the first time, and it's a beautiful city, so definitely was under an impression of like, wow, how beautiful this place is. But when it comes to Erasmus Plus and volunteering, it is not totally up to you where you can go. I mean, it is kind of, but at the same time, it depends on which organization accepts you as a volunteer and which country accepts your country as part of the program as well. So for someone who is from Georgia, it is not that easy to find programs because many countries just don't accept you as a partner. And I had some plans about other countries, including Spain, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it. So when I found this project for Poland, I was really inspired, and I decided to apply for it and thought, you know, why not? And here I am now. It's been over 2 months, as I said, since I've been living here, and the experience is quite interesting. Let's start with people. Okay, because that's the first thing that you interact with. Here, people are very much emotionally unavailable, like at the first sight. Okay, so when you meet them, there's like zero expression. They don't have expressions, let's say. You just meet them, and even in a market or restaurant or like any place, mostly they don't smile at you. They may not even say hello to you, which is that was traumatizing for me, because I experienced that multiple times, and I was like, is there something wrong with me, or is this the culture that exists here, or what is going on? And it is part of culture. It's like, to everyone who then I talked to, it's like that's a very regular thing. They don't really express like emotions immediately. But once I got to know some Polish people, I really enjoyed having conversations with them, and I feel like I'm in such a great place with such amazing people that are Polish, and I am really enjoying my time here. But it's just the first interaction and first impression is that they are not the warmest and the most welcoming people, which if you come to Georgia, which here's our flag, you will see that we are very welcoming people and very warm. And it was such a switch for me to come here and just see people around me. Maybe it made me appreciate my country a bit more too. Now, people here are beautiful, and if your type is blonde, white, blue eyes, it's like a perfect place to look for somebody here. But what I've heard of is that as they have the ability of zero expressionism, they also are not the most approaching type. So in terms of like men, as I've heard, like they don't really approach you, and I can see that in situations, and they don't take a lot of initiative. And also I think they stand for a lot of stuff in terms of like 50-50 when it comes to dating. It's almost like Germany, I think. I'm not sure which one is worse, Germany or Poland, because in Germany it's also like when you go out for a date, it's like 50-50. So in Poland it's quite similar, let's say, but also like I haven't really had the biggest experience right now in this position, so I'm not really sure. Because the boys that I've met are very nice actually, and so it's like I'm not fully sure, but from what I can see, they're not the most like initiative people. Okay, so that is something to include about the dating life. So if you're looking for a partner, I wouldn't really say like come to Poland, but maybe this is your place. Honestly, who knows? I mean, as I said, like physically beautiful human beings. Like when I see women here, I'm like, how are you real? You know, like kids, beautiful, like beautiful people. But in terms of like personality, which is I think the most important part, it of course it's very individual, but like to kind of put them in one bubble, I feel like if you're more of a introverted, or like more I don't know how to say it correctly, but like the person who is not super outgoing, and likes to be a bit more chill and private, maybe this is your place. I don't know. This is a very general review also. I'm not saying that this is exactly how people are here, because as I said, like I haven't experienced the whole situation, and it's been like 2 months only here, so I cannot give you a full review. And as I said also, and I will say this as many times as it has to be said, that in terms of like personality and people, it's very individual. Like there are people who are like this, there are people who are like that, but in terms of like culture, we can kind of collectively make conclusions about what type of people generally live here, and that's why I'm making these assumptions. So yeah. The climate, on the other hand, it is kind of close to Georgian. In my country we have 4 seasons, so it gradually changes, and it's a beautiful process. Here I feel like we didn't have much of autumn. It was like in September when I came here, it was sunny days. Sometimes you had to wear a jacket, but mostly it was like quite warm. And then we had a little bit of like changing period, but then immediately it got cold. And so in the middle of November we had snow, which is not that crazy, especially considering the climate changes and everything that's going on. But I feel like it is a bit on the colder side, obviously, and for the winter you have to be well prepared to wear warm clothes and eat a lot of soup, drink a lot of tea or like hot drinks, and also my plan is to get on vitamin D and magnesium and some other vitamins maybe for immune system, because it sun sets down at 3:45 now. Okay, and something that Europe does is basically change time. So we're now 1 hour behind, and the night begins at 3:45, or let's say at 4 p.m. After 4 p.m. it's like pitch black, dark, it's night. So sometimes I feel like it is 5 p.m. but it feels like it's 10 and I have to go to bed, but then I realized like half the day hasn't passed yet. So what I've been trying to do right now is to wake up earlier, which I've been trying to implement in my routine, but especially now I feel like if I start the day earlier, and even like sunrise happens at like 7:30. Okay, this morning I woke up at 7:30, but there was no sunrise because it's been cloudy for so long. But like even the morning starts at very late time, so it's been interesting. It's something to adjust to, but I also feel like anybody who lives in an environment where they have like 4 seasons, or at least like 3 seasons, they know this experience, and it's typical winter, honestly. Okay, so what can you do in Poland? A lot of stuff, actually, because there are many different cities. The country is quite big, and there's locations like in the north you can do some stuff, like they have sea obviously, and in the summer you can go to the sea, but it's also like there's so many cities, so many beautiful places like Torun, Krakow, Poznan. I love Poznan. Warsaw, the capital, so Wrocław. So there's like a lot of places to go to and to visit, and the night lifestyle I feel like in some cities is quite active, let's say, because I remember when I was in Poznan for the football game, and I think I vlogged it. Yes, it's actually on my channel. The nightlife there was quite active. Like you could like go to the central area, and all the bars and everything was open. It was like 2 a.m. around, and people were having fun. So it is fun to be a young person and live in this type of like bigger cities. At the same time, obviously, like as in any other country, there's a lot of other activities to do. They have amazing mountain places. Last year I visited Zakopane, which is beautiful place. It's mesmerizing. And Murcazishle, I think that's how it's called, like the spot. And there's this Morskoe Oko. I'm not sure if I'm like pronouncing things correctly, but there is this beautiful spot where you can hike to get there. It's not short, but it's not the longest hike you will take, and you get to this lake that is between the mountains, and it's a beautiful place. And I feel like at any time it's beautiful, but we visited it in November, as I remember, and it was white and it was cold, of course, but like beautiful. So there are many beautiful spots to visit in Poland. Now, is it comfortable or safe to live here? Absolutely. I feel very comfortable. I feel very safe, actually. And I feel like compared to my country, sometimes I feel safer here, but it's just also a very personal, individual experience. But I feel like in terms of being a woman, it feels quite safe for me. So yeah, I would definitely suggest this country in those terms as well. And food, cuisine, and culture. Let's talk about that too. So Slavic food, I think I'm introduced to it because of the fact that we are post-Soviet Union countries, and so I'm kind of introduced. Like they have similar stuff like Ukraine, Poland, maybe Latvia and Lithuania also. It's like very similar tastes or like typical dishes. They love soups here, which is very logical because in winter it's so cold that before like you leave the house, it is very logical to have a soup or like a hot drink like tea, herbata as they call it, because it really helps you to warm up your body before you go to this like craziness of winter. So in terms of like pierogi, the fact that it is sweet is something that annoys me. As long as something savory and salty, I love it. So I've tried multiple kinds of pierogi. I would suggest it. It's not like something that I would typically order or eat, but it definitely is worth to try with like sour cream and, you know, some additional stuff. Also, they recommended a soup with like different stuff all together. I haven't tried it here yet, but I would definitely love to. And they love to have some alcoholic drinks. They have this like liquors, I think, and vodka obviously, and I've heard from many people that originally vodka comes from Poland. But yeah, they love alcoholic drinks, and me as a Georgian, the country of wine, I really appreciate it. I hate vodka, but some liquors, it's very acceptable for me. I haven't really gotten drunk here or something like that because I'm not the most alcohol person, but in terms of like appreciating the fact that they have this, it's important to highlight for some people. Also, I would say that in terms of like culture, they celebrate Independence Day very beautifully. They like to have Christmas markets. This country is known for Christmas markets. You can go to Gdansk, you can go to Krakow, you can come to Wrocław, you can go to Poznan, like so many beautiful places to attend this Christmas market at. It's a beautiful celebration. The lights, the decorations, everything that you can buy, everything that you can just take a look at, it's beautiful. I feel like in Europe, Poland is one of like the most beautiful places to visit during the Christmas because the Christmas markets are just mesmerizing. And I really would recommend, if you are looking for a place to go to for Christmas or have a experience of Christmas market, this is definitely one of the top places to go to. And yes, I have still yet to experience the beauty of Christmas in Poland. Okay, so to talk about my work as well, I work with young people, and I feel like it's not like the most active environment I've been to. I've been to countries where young people at the age of like 15, 16 are very much like loud and they voice their problems or their needs. I don't feel the same way here, or maybe it will take some time for me to understand how they're communicating, and also maybe it will take some time for them to kind of trust me and voice their problems to me. But in terms of like being active citizens, I feel like the new generation may not be the most active you have ever met, but they're very nice and they are very welcoming, and I really appreciated the attitude they had towards me. It's like equal amount of like respect and kindness and acceptance, and I feel like they're very nice people. And as I said, sometimes this zero expressionism is something that could trick you, but when you get to know these people, it is quite a beautiful experience to have so many beautiful souls and minds around you. And the last but not least, the language. God, it's one of the hardest languages in the world. Really, like if you didn't know this, do a research on it, like listen to it. The letters, I mean, for Georgians, it's not hard to pronounce letters because we have 33 letters, and we have letters like J, H, Z, Z, H, Ch, H, and K is also sometimes hard for people, but like here, the sh, the u, these letters, just the sounds, and sometimes like my computer restarted. Sometimes like it's like different letters, but it sounds the same to me, and it's so confusing. So in terms of language, it is very hard. I really had the goal to like learn the language to a point I would be able to speak in Polish in the end of my project, which is like in June. But I feel like that will be hard. At least I will have some basic knowledge of the language. But it is the hardest language in the world, I admit to it. I don't know about other languages too. Also, I don't think I'm like the most, you know, qualified person to say that, but like it's one of the hardest, definitely. And yes, so just so you know, if you want to learn Polish, it's quite hard, so be ready, but definitely worth knowing because it's an experience, I would say. Now, with that being said, I would like to finish this video here. I am very grateful if you decided to join me and watch me. Again, a little reminder about the situation in my country, Georgia. As I said, right now we have a self-announced government who did not legitimately win the elections. There was a huge case of fraud, which European Union decided to call out the government for, and they did not accept the results as legitimate. They basically are turning down the idea of Georgia joining the European Union, which is very important for us, and majority of Georgian people are pro-Europeans. I would say 90% of Georgians want to join European Union and have the opportunities that these people have here. So if it's possible for you to maybe do a research if you're interested, or share some information with your friends about my country, I would be very grateful. It is crucial to let the world know what is happening in my country that is currently occupied by Russia and is being ruled by pro-Russian party. Again, thank you so much for watching and joining. I will be sharing more interesting and diverse content, and the next video that is coming up is about eating disorder, how to stay disciplined in the process of weight loss, and also controlling our emotion. Maybe controlling is not the best word to describe it, but following the idea of diet, healthy food, and so on and so on. So thank you guys again. Wish you all the most beautiful day.